I'm exhausted. I spent the entire day working on my car. I spent all day yesterday trying to find the pieces and the parts to fix my car. That is why you're getting That is why you're getting yet another low effort video. So yeah, let's get into it.
Delicious hot schmoes.
They're called s'mores, Buzz.
Right, of course.
So today I just wanted to talk about something because recently a new trailer dropped for a new movie. The Lilo and Stitch live action remake. How do you guys feel about it? If you haven't seen the trailer for it, go and watch it, especially if you liked the original. I'm actually excited for this one. I haven't been excited for basically any of the Disney live action remakes. I grew up on the originals. I grew up watching the animated Lion King, Jungle Book, Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, although that one scared me as a kid because I don't know why, some reason. Aladdin, I grew up with them and I love those movies. They are core memories to me. Now, why in the world did Disney feel like they needed to remake them? I assume because money. But what I still wonder to this day is why did they feel the need to remake them? And some of them are almost shot for shot the same, and some of them are extremely different. This is what I'm talking about, okay? You've seen The Lion King, correct? The original. I'm not talking about the newest one. The original. That movie is amazing, and it has one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. We'll talk about that another day. Then you have the newer one, the one that came out in, I don't know, a few years ago, 2015 or something like that? I don't know. But it came out not too long ago, comparatively. And it is, when you watch it, it is almost shot for shot, line for line, the same movie, with minor tweaks here and there for a little bit of artistic taste, as well as the change in animation style. Which was good. They kept all the music the same, just sang it slightly differently, and it's for the most part the same movie with the same music, and it's okay. I don't personally like it because I prefer the original. Okay? But it's a decent film. But then you jump forward to another live action remake. Let's just go ahead and focus on the original for a second. Mulan. Mulan is a fantastic story about a character who takes on the role of her father, goes to war to become, so that her dad doesn't have to, fight in a war. And it is full of awesome music, full of awesome characters, awesome moments, scary characters. It's just a really good movie. And it's got Mushu, and it's got the cricket guy. I forget his name, but the cricket guy. And Mushu is one of the greatest Disney characters that has ever been created. If you don't agree with me on that, you can fight me in the comments below, okay? Comments below is where you can fight me. I'm not going to fight you in person because I'll win, okay? But did you watch the live action Mulan? Did you? Truly. Did you sit down and watch live action Mulan? It came out during the pandemic, as far as I remember, in 2020. So it was an at-home release. I'm pretty sure when it came out, I had to pay Disney Plus, which I was already subscribed to. I had to pay Disney Plus an extra $25 to watch that movie. $25! I don't even pay that much money for my unlimited pass to the Regal Cinemas. It's about $20. And I watch any movie I want all the time. Shout out Regal Cinemas. and the Regal Unlimited Pass. If you have Regal Cinema near you, you should totally get it. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just genuinely love the Regal Unlimited Pass. I have it. Swankley has it. Tons of my other friends have it because we watch movies all the time. And basically, if you watch 2 movies, it's essentially free. So I watch a lot. But that movie not only cuts out all the good music, but it also cuts out the best character ever. Mushu. He doesn't exist in the movie, which completely just changes the story of Mulan, the motivations of her character, and the I guess all the plot that leads her to be the perfect icon of her country and of the war at the end of the film. Now, Lilo and Stitch looks nearly perfect, as far as I can tell from the trailer. It looks like it's going to be more similar to the live-action Lion King remake, and it's going to be closer to a shot-for-shot remake with updated animation. And it looks as though the actors and the actresses that they have hired for that movie are going to be perfect. We will see. We will see. Because it may end up being a complete failure. It may end up being Mulan. I don't think so, and I hope not, because Lilo and Stitch is one of the most fun properties that Disney ever created. Just an extremely unique story with extremely unique characters that just hits home every time. Okay? It's good. If you haven't seen the original Lilo and Stitch, I highly recommend you go and watch it, because it is just a fun movie. Now, although I'm excited for Lilo and Stitch, it doesn't come out till later this year. We'll probably bring it up again before it comes out at some point. But there's another movie that comes out this year that is in fact a live action remake. And this one, I am highly confident I'm going to feel as though it is more similar and more like the Mulan remake than the Lion King remake. And that is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Hold the front door for a second. I do not care. Let me get closer. You're not going to be able to hear me, so I'm going to yell into my microphone. Okay? Let me be clear. Regardless of your political affiliations, the story of Snow White is timeless. And I'm afraid that they're going to make the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves not timeless anymore. The first animated movie of our history should have the greatest live-action adaptation you could ever produce. And I don't think it's going to be that. It's going... Disney, you are akin to EA in so many ways. If you know about EA, the gaming company, you will know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, EA is a studio that produces video games. They don't always actually make the video games. They usually hire somebody else to do that for them, and they just give them money. But EA is famous for doing one of two things. Number one is they promise you something and they do not deliver, / they say they're making the greatest thing ever, and it is by far not. And the second thing that EA is incredibly famous for doing is fumbling. They not that they like to, but they produce video games that either are absolute trash at launch, or they run them into the ground till the point where they just cut them off and they cease to exist. Whether or not that game is good or bad. And I'm beginning to think that Disney is doing the same thing. With their live-action remakes, I personally feel as though it is extremely hit and miss whether or not Disney understands the assignment. Obviously, there's The Lion King. That is a decent film. Obviously, I'm excited for Lilo and Stitch. But unfortunately, there are so many other adaptations that they have done that turn away from the source material. And they're not so much live-action adaptations, but they're more of live-action recreations. You don't need to recreate something if it's perfect. You don't. Now, the end of this video, I just want everybody to understand two things. Number one, you're all entitled to your own opinion about any kind of media that you consume. And my thoughts and feelings, although correct, do not need to dictate whether you enjoy something or whether you hate something. And that can be said for every single YouTuber, content creator, movie reviewer, anything that you see on the internet. I honestly and earnestly ask everybody to watch the film, the TV show, whatever it is first, then make a judgment call. And that's what I do. That's what I encourage you all to do. Then, after you've watched the movie and you've come to your own conclusion, then you can come back to me, listen to what I have to say about it, and then change your mind to whatever it is that I tell you to, because I'm correct. But please just make up your own mind. There's so many people out there that have such strong feelings about certain things that they're very loud on the internet and they influence a lot of people. And I know that sometimes you're like, but I've watched a movie and then my favorite creators saw it the same way that I did, so I kind of tend to trust what they have to say about things. But again, you can't let other people make a decision for you. You gotta experience things for yourself. So regardless of what I tell you before you watch the movie, or what other people tell you before you watch the movie, go watch the movie. Then, of course, come back and change your mind to whatever it is that I tell you to change your mind to. But the second thing that I need you to understand is that as bad as I think that the Mulan remake is, or the Pinocchio remake, or the Little Mermaid remake, or potentially the Snow White remake are, none of them, not a single one, not any of the ones out of that are better than Tombstone. That is still the worst movie in the world. Never seen it. Never will. Peace.